Proceed to the
Let me
issues
proceed.
completely.
Thank you, Chair, for this opportunity to appear before you. I know this is not the first time we are appearing before you. We have appeared in the past, and I can say in the last financial year, you and your members, you are gracious enough. You gave us some resources that we have utilized to provide services and support the honorable members to perform their functions in the assembly. Now, we've requested to appear before you because we still have issues that we feel that require to be funded. Given that we have one of the largest assembly in when we compare counties, we have close to 124 members. From the speaker, that's 125. Now, there are certain costs that have accrued in the course of our operation or in the course of discharging the assembly discharging its mandate, and these costs range from litigation costs, the need to empower members, to retrain members so that they are able to do their work effectively. We have very old assets, most of them which were acquired in 2013, and we need to replace them and also add some because the numbers also of staff has increased over time. We also are looking at the situation that we are in the economy. You realize that the prices have gone up. A case in point is that we will find that honorable members, we give them interest to run their offices, but you'll find that some of the costs associated with that interest, like issues of rent. In Nairobi, the rent has just gone up. So, Chair, what basically we are requesting that through your committee, if you could, over and above the ceiling that has been given to us by CRA, you could give us an extra of 700 million to go in financing some of the issues that I've indicated. Now, to be more specific, we are requesting that we are requesting that you consider giving us some 400 million to settle our legal bills. We are also requesting that for us to be effective in terms of public participation, we are requesting that you could add us an extra of 770 million. Then on issues of training and continuous capacity building, Chair, we are requesting that you could add us 100 million. Then on acquisition of new equipment and furniture, Chair, we are requesting that you add us an extra 50 million. Then we are requesting also 80 million shillings to take care of changes in the prices and the rising of cost of operation. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, I just want to emphasize that Nairobi has its own historical baggage, and the concept of perpetuity of government, we are not running away from it as an assembly, but it does affect how we operate. And even to...
The mic is movable. You can
thank you. We have our historical baggage. We may be all aware of the happenings around the executive of the county, perhaps 2 years ago, where we ended up with NMS, and that roped in the assembly as well, and that roped in litigation. We've had a period that you could say perhaps there was an absence of government. Now, we are not finding excuses, but I would implore this committee to understand us, that even as we try to move forward, there are those bills that we have to pay. And some of them, if perhaps I was there myself or we were there ourselves, it is one of those things that we would rather not have incurred. But here we are, they are with us. So I would kindly request that this committee looks at our request with that background. And secondly, I will just want to pass a word of assurance to this committee. I know currently we don't have a very good name as an assembly and as an executive, but I want to set the assembly apart. Right now we have a substantive board. Our officers are there as they are supposed to be, and I will request to be given an opportunity to have a fresh start.
Sorry, Chair. The only issue I'm having, Nairobi has this constant issue about how lawyers are abusing the county resources. Then the first item you'd put here is litigation cost, 25 million.
400 million.
I mean, sorry, 400 million. And the reason why I'm bringing this issue is because we in other committees, I sit in CPAC, we are already interrogating the litigation costs, which are basically a pending bill to, I think, 26 billion with Nairobi County government. How I wish that this wasn't a matter that you would bring on board, but I don't know what made you introduce it. Number two, the last issue that I wanted to raise, Chair, exactly what you said. Even when your team is, and I don't know whether the Chair is because we have been sitting through some very good reports that we've been given. Bungoma was good, Kakamega was okay. I'm not seeing you telling me, like when you say acquisition of new equipment and furniture, blank. Then you tell me economic impact on general administration and support services, blank. That leaves me confused. Why didn't you itemize and tell me, if we are going to buy equipment, this is what we need, and the furniture we need is this, so that I'm able. You see, when you do it like this, now I have my antennas going up that there's something that is not right.
Vice Chair, you can introduce yourself for the record and give your comment also.
Thank you so much, Chair. Sorry being late. My name is Senator Tabitha Mutinda, Vice Chair to this committee, and a member of Nairobi delegation. And I couldn't miss this, Chair. And yes, I want to put also a bit of my disappointment as far as the litigation amount of 400 is concerned. Although, just to having looked at the draft that you've issued, I think you're basing it on the fact of the pending bills, litigation matters. But further to that also, the difference between the 400 and what is pending, you seem to anticipate more issues, then hence more cost. This is not what Nairobians want to see. The issues that are out there for Nairobi are much more as far as litigation cost, the way money has been paid, right, left and center. If you would put much more in terms of when my good friend talked about where we're coming from the 70s, the 80s, we need a new infrastructure in place, and my colleagues talked about furniture. It would be much more when it is stipulated in terms of what is this art of infrastructure that you want to see in the county assembly or within the whole system. If that has a cost that is also making sense, it becomes easier for this committee to be able to understand. But starting with it's a bit discouraging. But all in all, you're my people, and we are here. We will be, I know, with this committee through the chair. With more time, we can be able to look at it and respond accordingly.
You hired 7 lawyers, and those 7 lawyers, you want us to sanction them being paid 208 million shillings for one case of fighting Sonko in court. With due respect, how do you justify that? And of these 7, even if you needed them, how come different lawyers sitting on the same case are paid some 28 million, others 39 million, others 25 million, name it? With due respect, this is arbitrary. It is not a pending bill, but a conduit for you to get money out of the county revenue fund. Quite honestly, why would you need 7 lawyers on one case? And if you need them, supposing you choose to pay each 10 million, it would be only 70 million. But now you've paid them in those figures, you are supposed to pay them 200.8 million. This is the money that can be used to sort out the flooding problem in some of our estates. As lawyers drive around, others buying helicopters out of this money, we have people in Mukuru Kwanjenga who do not have ablution facilities. I can assure you we will never support that. And this, Mr. Speaker, why I was thinking we need a serious conversation with the accounting officers. Thank you, you are here, plus the Speaker, plus the Governor. You have created conduits.
Okay, request that corresponding data, evidence, and documents that some are not even of their own, is from other entities, to validate and support their position why this is an absolute necessity. But here in front of us we have a general statement, which is just general request, names of law firms and some figures as to whether even the law firms, as to whether these real cases or not, is not evidence as much. It becomes very difficult to interact with just some generalities in requests, because what we are dealing with is money. The committee must be more than convinced that the request you are making is genuine. I want to give you an example without mentioning the county. This big file here, you see how big it is only making a request of less than 80 million shillings. And they have all the evidence. You are requesting for 700 million adjustment with this and that issue. So it puts the committee in a very difficult position. But so that you don't look at the committee as unfair, I'm going to give you an opportunity by end of day today to present additional information to the clerks to support your request, so that then when we retreat, we're able to interact with your request a bit more genuinely based on the evidence that is provided. I think that's what we have. The rest were just general comments. There was no
small addendum, Chair, if they could itemize.
No, I've given the guidance.
Okay, thank you.
They need to present supporting information, organize so that it's able to support what they are saying with data and evidence, so that when the committee retreats to look into this, instead of looking at some general request, because that will not pass, it will be evidence request that requires for us to look into. And you have, by end of day today, I give you end of day today because I presume what you have brought is genuine and the evidence is with you. You only need to photocopy, organize them up properly, paginate, create tabs and to support, and share that with the clerk. Karibuni, I give you only 2 minutes, the clerk now, as the accounting officer, the member of the board that was given to act on behalf of the speaker. My apologies. I do not want to overrule you, but because the accounting officer becomes a responsible person to be able to execute this, and the speaker would have been the right person to say what needs to be done. So I will just ask the clerk to give maybe a short statement, less than a minute.
Thank you, Chair. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate you as the Chair and the honorable members for giving us this opportunity. And more importantly, I want to appreciate your guest, Chair, and your committee to to give additional information. It's true, this information is available. And I commit that we are able to present by the close of business today. As in the aspect of the legal cost,
No,
I
I'm going to explain.
okay.
Just
So,
provide the evidence.
so
Now
we
will
provide the
interact with
evidence
your
and
yes.
you interact. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. Santi.
Thank you very much. You are now released, and I will hope to get that information by end of the day today. Karibuni.